Hello, and welcome to Roly Poly Weight Loss. I'm your host, Roly Poly. Welcome to day 8. Get this set up. Okay. Remember, we're doing the 2-minute slow warm-up, the 20-minute workout, and then the 2-minute slow cool down. So today I want to talk to you about sleep. You may or may not know this, but your sleep schedule can have a huge impact on your weight loss journey. So let's start with the obvious ways it affects you. As WebMD says, when you're short on sleep, it's easy to lean on a large latte to get moving. You might be tempted to skip exercise, too tired, get takeout for dinner, and then turn in late because you're uncomfortably full. If this cascade of events happens a few times each year, no problem. Trouble is, more than a third of Americans aren't getting enough sleep on a regular basis. Well, that certainly sounds familiar. And it gets worse. Skimping on sleep sets your brain up to make bad decisions. It dulls activity in the brain's frontal lobe, the locus of decision making, and impulse control. So it's a little like being drunk. You don't have the mental clarity to make good decisions. Plus, when you're overtired, your brain's reward centers rev up, looking for something that feels good. So while you might be able to squash comfort food cravings when you're well rested, your sleep-deprived brain may have trouble saying no to a second slice of cake. So, that all sounds very familiar. And as Shape explains, that drunk effect does more. Research published in Psychoneuroendocrinology found that sleep deprivation makes you select greater portion sizes of all foods, further increasing the likelihood of weight gain. And there's our warm-up done. So, just in terms of sleep deprivation's immediate results, that drunk effect, you tend to eat and drink more of worse things, you tend to skip exercise or activity, and you're likely to give in to cravings of any kind. Plus, with that staying up late because you're full thing, you're likely to impinge on the next night's sleep and start a vicious cycle. So, that's just the drunk effect, okay? When you get down into your body's like systems and chemicals and hormones and things, it actually gets worse for you. For one, there's an effect called metabolic grogginess. Shape references a study that says, within just 4 days of sleep deprivation, your body's ability to properly use insulin, the master storage hormone, becomes completely disrupted. In fact, the University of Chicago researchers found that insulin sensitivity dropped by more than 30%. That's just 4 days. 4 days. I have been sleep deprived for probably more than 4 years. And there's more. Shape continues. Hunger is controlled by 2 hormones, leptin and ghrelin. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that sleeping less than 6 hours triggers the area of your brain that increases your need for food while also depressing leptin and stimulating ghrelin, the opposite of what you want. And they say, when you don't sleep enough, your cortisol levels rise. This is the stress hormone that is frequently associated with fat gain. Cortisol also activates reward centers in your brain that make you want food. At the same time, the loss of sleep causes your body to produce more ghrelin. A combination of high ghrelin and cortisol shut down the areas of your brain that leave you feeling satisfied after a meal, meaning you feel hungry all the time, even if you just ate a big meal. Well, that sounds familiar too. So just with those 3 hormones, by lowering your leptin and increasing the other 2, just that alone makes you feel hungry all the time and makes you less able to lose weight. What's more, sleep deprivation can affect your metabolism. As Healthline explains, your resting metabolic rate, RMR, is the number of calories your body burns when you're completely at rest. It's affected by age, weight, height, sex, and muscle mass. Research indicates that sleep deprivation may lower your RMR. So even when you're just like sleeping or not sleeping, you're burning fewer calories. And it can impact your exercise when you're being active and trying to burn them. Shape says, scientists from Brazil found that sleep debt decreases protein synthesis, your body's ability to make muscles, causes muscle loss, and can lead to a higher incidence of injuries. Just as important, lack of sleep makes it harder for your body to recover from exercise by slowing down the production of growth hormone, your natural source of anti-aging and fat burning that also facilitates recovery. So there's another hormone being affected. Now we've all heard that you have to rest your muscles when you're breaking them down and building them up. And it turns out that rest actually relies on sleep. Who knew? So even when you are sleeping the small amount you're sleeping, you're not actually building your muscles back up the way you should be. Healthline adds, a lack of sleep can cause daytime fatigue, making you less likely and less motivated to exercise. In addition, you're more likely to get tired earlier during physical activity. So you might not even make it into the gym in the first place or complete your exercise if you do. And if you do, you won't rebuild the muscles. And there's a twist to this story. Psychology Today's Dr. Michael Breus pointed out 2 things to watch out for. Some people sleep instead of eating, doing a thing called narcorexia. I had never heard of this. He says, let me be clear, using sedatives to trigger weight loss, essentially by sleeping through parts of the day when one might otherwise be eating meals, is unhealthful and downright dangerous. So apparently that's a thing people do. I did not know this, but it's also not good for your weight loss because that second twist, oversleeping is bad too. So if you're sleeping like 12, 15 hours a day so that you don't eat, you're running into the oversleeping negative side effects. 12 plus hours of sleep a night has negative side effects. He says, as with too little sleep, there is a greater risk of obesity among people who sleep too much. The risks and problems associated with oversleeping go well beyond weight gain. Too much sleep is linked to a number of health problems, including problems with cognition, including memory problems, depression, anxiety, and other mood problems, increased inflammation in the body pain, increased risks for heart disease and stroke, and greater all-cause mortality risks. So, sleeping too much, again, you're looking at that drunk thing, the problem with cognition and memory. Mood problems from your hormones being screwed up, that can make your depression worse, which I know is a vicious cycle. You're depressed, so you sleep, so you're depressed, so you sleep. And that inflammation thing. And I thought, usually you hurt so you want to sleep and not move. But if you think about it, when you've been like sick for a couple of days and you've like done nothing but lie in bed, you feel achy and you have joint pain and inflammation. And I had never thought about that before because you think, I'm not moving. Why am I in pain? But it's true. When you sleep too much and you lie in bed too long, that can actually cause pain. So you're less likely to want to get up and do things. So, that's all the negative stuff. But getting sleep isn't just an absence of all those negative side effects. There are positive ones too, okay? The sleep doctor explains, contrary to what many people think, sleep is not an inactive state. During sleep, our bodies are doing lots of important work, repairing cells and tissues, restoring full, healthy function to our immune system, consolidating memories, and rebooting the neural cells and networks of the brain. We're burning calories the whole time. For a 150-pound person, the estimated calorie burn over a 7-hour night of rest is just over 440 calories. That's a 40-minute jog on a treadmill. Now, as we said before, your resting metabolic rate varies based on a bunch of different factors, but think about that. Even if yours is much lower, even if yours is a 15-minute jog on a treadmill, that's a whole nother workout you're doing every single night while you're asleep in terms of calorie burn. Or you're not doing if you're not sleeping. Further, the hormone melatonin and cool night temperatures are both linked to good fats in our bodies. I did not know that was a thing. There are apparently 3 kinds of fat: brown, beige, and white. And the first 2 are good. They're even called the thinning fats. So the sleep doctor says, in contrast to white fat, these so-called thinning fats burn calories, help keep insulin working properly, help regulate blood sugar, and guard against obesity. Studies in mice show that animals with higher amounts of brown fat are leaner and have better metabolic health. Research involving humans has shown brown fat is linked to lower body mass. Apparently, there are multiple kinds of fat and some are good. That blew my mind. So, sleep does a number of good things for our weight loss plans and our bodies in general, and too much or too little sleep does bad things. So what can you do to get the right amount of sleep? Well, most of these experts agree that 6 hours is too few and 12 is too much, and that 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night is the sweet spot. Now, obviously, some people don't fall into this category, but most do. Like teenagers historically have needed more like 10 hours a night because their body is doing so much growing and changing, they just need the extra rest and recuperation. And some people, like biologically, have this genetic thing where they only need like 4 or 5 and their body is fine, which is amazing. And if you're one of those people, what do you do with all that extra time in your day? But most of us should be aiming for that 7 to 9 hour sweet spot. Now, currently, I work nights. So my sleep schedule is a mess. But even when I was working a day job, I struggled with sleeping well. Like I said, I have had years of deprivation here. So I have looked into this quite a bit of okay, now you know you need sleep, what do you do? And the first big thing is this, okay? Medications can cause sleep problems. And then also, sleep issues can be a symptom of other conditions, like depression, or of physical issues like pain or acid reflux. So, first off, as all the experts say, talk to your doctor. If you're taking medications that might be causing it, talk to your doctor about potential adjustments. If you've been having trouble sleeping for over a month, the experts all say you should talk to your doctor about it because there could be an underlying condition you need to treat. So, serious disclaimer out of the way. Now, what else can you do about sleeplessness? The experts all tend to agree on some basic ideas. So I'm going to compile the lists and advice into one shorter, meatier list from the Sleep Doctor, WebMD, Healthline, and the Sleep Foundation. Okay? So, number 1, check your lights and schedule. Our sleep cycles are controlled by our circadian rhythms, which operate on a 24-hour system. So a burst of bright sunlight for like 15 minutes early in the morning actually helps you wake up, and it sets you up to sleep at the right time because you're telling your body, this is morning, now count forward, when should be nighttime, when should we sleep, okay? Similarly, you want to eliminate blue electronic light for at least an hour, although 2 to 3 is better, before bed. In general, you want to dim your lights too to get your body into sleep mode. Get it thinking, oh, it's night, I need to sleep. Now, if you need to be on your phone or computer after that deadline, then I suggest F-Lux. It's made for Mac, Windows, Linux, iOS, and Android. And you set it up to fit your schedule. So you choose what your wake up and what your sleep time is and how long you want to sleep and any time of day. So I can even use it when I'm working nights. It changes the temperature of the light on your device so it all turns orange. It's great. Oh no. Okay. Along the same lines, stick to a schedule. Keep a bedtime and a wake time the same every day, even on weekends. This will help your body get into a familiar cycle, and it makes it easier to fall asleep because your body knows this is sleep time. Now, like they said before, having your cycle messed up a couple times a year, there's always going to be a time you have to get up early, go to sleep late, you're traveling, whatever, that's fine. But on a general basis, even on weekends, you should be having the same wake and sleep time. Now, taking melatonin supplements can also help, as it's a sleep-related hormone. If your body isn't producing melatonin at the right time or in the right amounts, taking a supplement of just 2 to 5 milligrams, about half an hour to an hour before bed, can help. You'll see ones that advertise like 100 milligrams or something. That is way too much. Literally, all you need is 2 to 5. And they make them in pills and they make them in gummies. So several other supplements, including lavender, valerian, and magnesium, can help with relaxation and sleep quality too, but they don't work for everyone. They're not as clear-cut. So they might work for you. So try it. Now, as I said, I struggle with this step, particularly because I work nights. So I'm already working against the sun and my circadian rhythms. So using lights to trick my brain by creating sunlight in my morning and using F-Lux to create sunset at my night is important for me. That and my sleep mask. I have a sleep mask to keep out the sun while I'm sleeping during the day. And mine is awesome because it's not just a normal sleep mask. It also has this like gel insert that you can make cool or hot, warm. You don't want to burn your face. But so like if it's like summer and it's hot and you're just having trouble falling asleep, you can make it cool. You can have this lovely cool mask and it's just, oh. And then if it's like cold, if you have like a sinus thing, you can make it be heat and it's so soothing. So don't just get a regular sleep mask. Get one with a gel insert. It is so good. So that's my plug. So number 2, watch your intake of many things. Experts recommend no caffeine within 8 hours of bed, no alcohol or cigarettes within 3 hours of bed, no heavy meals within 2 to 3 hours of bed, and no drinks of any kind within 1 to 2 hours of bed. So apparently caffeine lasts for about 8 hours in your system, having that stimulant effect. So you need to ideally stop it at least 8 hours before bedtime. For most people, that's like early afternoon, like 1 to 3. Nicotine, also a stimulant like caffeine, causes similar problems. Alcohol and food both interfere with your sleep hormones like melatonin. So if you're having those too close to bedtime, melatonin's not coming in. And drinking too much of anything before bed can result in nighttime trips to the bathroom that interrupt your sleep. So as someone who used to chug Mountain Dew right around bedtime in college, I can testify that drinking late and caffeine do nothing good for your sleep cycle. So number 3, exercise, but not too late. Nap, but not too much. Probably. So regular exercise can help you fall asleep and sleep deeply, doing it regularly. That said, if you exercise less than 4 hours before bedtime, most people get too much of a stimulant effect from it, the same as caffeine. Now, some studies have found that exercise later in the day doesn't hurt, and it seems that some people are not as affected by this as others. This one is a lot more individual, and this one is like less clear-cut than things like you should have sunlight in the morning and not at night. And caffeine stimulates everyone. Exercise varies. It's a good thing to check, though, if you're having trouble sleeping. And some people found that doing something like yoga or Tai Chi is actually relaxing and helpful as part of a bedtime routine, unlike other forms of more strenuous exercise. So there's a lot of variables there, but it's a thing to check out if you are having trouble. And then the studies on napping have similar results to those of exercising. For some people, it isn't a problem. But if you are having trouble sleeping, this could be a culprit. So experts recommend to eliminate naps completely, especially in the afternoon, if possible. If it's not possible, limit them to 30 minutes or shorter, like power naps. Not this like 2-hour thing. Okay. 4, check your bedroom space / bed. So experts agree that your bedroom should be cool, like 60 to 70 degrees cool, free from noise or light that can disturb you. So blackout curtains or an eye mask can help with lights, and humidifiers or dehumidifiers, depending on where you live, fans, earplugs, and white noise machines can help with temperature and noise. Even those little like LED lights on your devices, like clocks and things, can be bright enough to disturb your sleep. I have a surge protector that I do not know, it like lights up half a wall. I do not know how it's that bright. It's a problem. And also a partner's snoring or tossing and turning can be the problem. One expert even says that you should train your animals to stay off the bed so they don't disturb you. But I can't imagine convincing my baby not to snuggle under the covers and curl up and be my small spoon. She just does it. You saw her attempt to be on my lap when I'm exercising and it's uncomfortable. I can't convince her not to sleep with me. But, you know, that might be a thing. You should also have a comfy mattress and pillows. Mattresses apparently only live for like 5 to 10 years, and down pillows are about the same, but synthetic pillows only last for about 2 years. Also, if you have allergies, your mattress and pillows might need to be deep cleaned or replaced more frequently, as they can gather those allergens. So also, that like 5 to 10 years is with you like cleaning and taking care of it, okay? So most of us are probably sleeping on old mattresses and pillows, and that can be a problem. Because also, a mattress that's too hard or soft and pillows that are too thin or thick can also cause problems with your sleep. Oh, and there's our cool down. And even after you wake, you can have like a stiff neck or like back and hip pain. It's really important to look at. Finally, your bedroom should be an inviting and relaxing space, lending itself to calming you down. And, as the experts say, your bed should only be used for sleep and sex. Don't do work or watch TV in bed if possible. And if you're not sleeping, get out of the bed, go elsewhere until you get tired, and then come back to bed. Don't let your mind and body associate your bed with not sleeping. I'm particularly bad at this one, and it's on my list of things to work on. And then number 5, engage in a bedtime ritual. For the last hour or so before bed, experts recommend turning off devices, dimming the lights, doing a calming activity like reading or listening to soothing music, something that can reduce the excitement, stress, or anxiety from your day. Try relaxation techniques like taking a hot shower or a bath or even a foot bath. I have this great little foot bath. Getting a massage, visualization, or meditation. About an hour or 3 before bed, you should get away from work and stressful decisions and things that make you anxious. If you have these concerns, WebMD recommends like jotting them down and then trying to let them go until tomorrow, like put them out of sight, out of mind. I used to be much better at this one, but again, since starting my new night shift job, this has completely fallen apart. I have a small humidifier that I like, and it also makes these pretty soothing colors it cycles through. It's, you know, this big. And there are some great aromatherapy oils that you can use with it. Some are especially formulated. Okay. Some are especially formulated for like sleep or relaxation, but others are just like helpful essential oils like lavender and eucalyptus. And I also found both of those scents in sprays, which travel much better than the humidifier. So you can like spray it on your pillows or sheets or around your bed to give you like a burst of that soothing, sleepy scent. And I also regularly used this meditation app called Insight Timer. There are meditations specifically for sleep, and you can pick ones with words or just music or just like nature sounds. And they also have ones for all other things. And these are also great for your morning wake up. Sunshine Burst in the morning too. There's little short ones. I love them. And you can even create your own meditation mix. You can throw your own elements in. And you can track your daily time, and you get stars for meditating so many days in a row without missing one. As I said, I am motivated by shiny things, and this app gives me little stars for meditating on time. So, if that motivates you, this is a good app. So yeah, I used to have a whole bedtime ritual, dimming lights, trying to get off my computer if possible, setting it on Flux if I couldn't, like reading, music, meditating, aromatherapy, soothing lights, sleep mask, kitty, whole thing, which actually was working much better for me. Living next to a gas station where people were loud all night did not help. But I have, as I said, completely let that slip since I started working nights. So my goal for this next week is to get back into the habit of my nighttime routine before I sleep, because I know this is something I'm not currently doing well with. And that said, we are done for the day. We finished a little bit ago, but I had more to say. This has been Roly Poly Weight Loss. As always, I am your host, Roly Poly, reminding you that sleep is more important than you think. Share your sleep struggles and your hacks, like the sleep mask thing, with the hashtag I need sleep, because I do. And please join me next time.